Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's going to be reviewing the Lexus LX 600. Before we get in this video, I'm going to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Lexus here in Murray, Utah for giving me some time with this LX. This particular one is still available for sale for the time being, so if you're interested, I'll include a link to their website in the description down below. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a twin-turbo 3.4-liter V6 that goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 17 around town, and then 22 on the highway, with power outputs being 409 horsepower and then 479 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So taking a look at the hood, you guys can see how it's raised here on either side, and then notice how there's that divot there in the center. And then really cool headlight design here with the LX. And then you guys can see they've got the grille here that's all blacked out as part of the F Sport package. And then same thing with the trim there on the side. And then we do have fog lights as well. And then here is your full front view with the LX. Now around the side here, our tire wheel setup is 265/50, 22 in the front and over in the rear. You can see with the wheels, they're metallic gray, and then the brake caliper is blacked out, which looks really cool. And then we've got the fender flares, which are body painted. You've got your F Sport badge there, and then you can see the chrome here all around. And then we do have the side steps as well. And here is your full side view with the LX 600. Now taking a look at the key fob, we have our lock and unlock function. We got the opening for the hatch, and then the Lexus logo there on the back. And then here is the cargo area in the LX. So you can see with the third row folded down, you've got quite a bit of space here in the back. With the third row folded up, you're pretty limited in terms of the cargo space. It only comes to right here, roughly. And then you've got controls to raise and lower the seats. You've got an outlet here on the back as well. And then you guys can see with the cup holders. Now with this third row, it is big enough to fit adults. But like I said, with it up, you lose storage space. So it's kind of like an either or situation. And we're gonna push that back just a little bit. Anyway, so when you're all done, just press that and then it'll lower the hatch right back down. Really cool light bar design here on the back of the LX. And then you guys can see all the parking sensors and everything as well. And so putting it all together, let me guys think about the style, but I think they did a really good job with this new LX when it comes to styling. Now taking a look at the door panel, you can see soft touch with all of the red trim, and then we do have sunshades here for the rear passengers. And then I like this trim, how it's all blacked out. Mark Levinson sound system, and then you got more storage down below. And you got these really nice perforated red leather seats here with the F Sport, and then you can see the stitching and all of that on the side. And then got the storage pocket there. As for the second row, can very comfortably fit adults. I just don't want to get the carpets dirty, that's why I'm not gonna pop in, because it's just a really rainy day today. Anyways, we do have our own climate zone here in the back, heated and ventilated seats, and as well as vents. And you can even access the center console here from the back too, which is another cool feature. And then taking a look at the front door panel again, you can see all the soft touch trim here. And this is soft. It's not as soft as here, but it is still soft touch. Get your memory seat function, blind spot ring with the mirrors, all of our window controls, and then the mirrors do power fold in. And for those of you wondering on payload, it's 1,285 pounds. F Sport there, and then perforated again all down the center. Power adjustments here on the side. Really cool looking pedals. And then you guys can see with the auto stop start, you got this for the camera. And then the steering wheel is power adjustable. And then this is soft touch trim here. And then same thing on the dash, really tight fit and finish. Now take a look at the steering wheel. You can see perforated on either side. Got your F Sport logo there at the bottom. Paddle shifters here on the back with the 10-speed. We've got our adaptive cruise control here with our lane departure. We've got our volume controls, voice command controls as well. And then you guys can see turn signal light stock. And then we got our windshield wiper stock. Full digital gauge cluster here in the center, which we can use to scroll through and see different bits of info on different systems within the car. And I like how we still have some analog gauges on either side. And then that's just letting us know the suspension's at neutral height. This does have height adjustable suspension. And then we also have a 360 camera system, really good resolution with the camera system, which is nice because this is a big SUV. And then as for the rest of the infotainment system, notice it's got physical volume control. It's Lexus's new unit that they have on all of their vehicles. Responds quick enough. And yes, there's a second screen below it. This is kind of like the climate control screen slash drive mode select and all of that. There's just a lot of controls that are built into this for general vehicle stuff. And then notice we do actually have physical controls for the climate. And then right now it's on the drive mode select. So when I twist this dial right here, it'll actually pop up. And it does change here at the gauge cluster. So you can see how it changes with the modes. It does still have a multi-terrain select, and then you got crawl control as well. And then this is the dial to shift from 4-wheel high to 4-wheel low. Got some storage there, heated and ventilated seats, heated steering wheel, and you have auto for all of it, which is cool. Got our shifter here for the 10-speed, and you got more physical buttons, so for your parking brake, your auto hold, your center locking differential, stability control, and again, the height adjustable suspension, wireless phone charging pad, some cup holders. And then we got the Trick Center console that opens up multiple ways, even from the back as well with the button. I don't know, it's interesting. It is a cooler as well, which is awesome. And then again, look at the trim on the dash. And then we got, yeah, big glove box. Nice soft touch trim on the outside of the glove box. And then we do have a sunroof and then softer headliner. Now taking a look at the window sticker, 2024 F-Sports handling is the package name. And this has a few options like the upgraded sound system, active height control. Total MSRP $112,035. And let's see how it drives. Let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's visibility over the hood and hoping it's a heads-up display. Both the mirrors, the two blind spotting throughout the rest of the rear. And, well, let us set off here. Actually, I'm gonna have to turn around the other way. I was gonna sneak through there, but it's a little bit of a tight fit. I could fit, but not gonna risk it in a $112,000 LX. And so, yeah. This camera system's so nice. Fills in underneath. And you know, I mean, I'll just start with this. Lexus gives you a very similar experience to what you have in a Range Rover, but none of the reliability issues that you have in the Range Rover. And that's what they're doing with that new GX. I'm really excited to review one of those once they finally hit dealer lots. I know a lot of people have been at the press event and everything, but not my cup of tea. I just wait for them to show up at the dealerships. But anyways, focusing here on the LX, seat comforts, really good. I think they did a great job with the bolstering and everything on these seats. And yeah, they're sporty, but they're not uncomfortable. So yeah, I just think that's a big plus. And aside from that, the fit and finish on this is really tight. I'll be interested to see what the GX is like. I've heard some people say that it's not as high quality feeling as the LX, and that'll be a big difference between them. Is this is, you know, you're paying for like the higher quality materials and, you know, the fit and finish and all of that kind of stuff, versus the GX. You know, they've quote unquote cheapened it a little bit and to make it more affordable, right? There's a big price difference between them. Now with this F-Sport version, it is going to be a little bit firmer with the suspension compared to like a luxury, for example. And so, you know, I would definitely take that into consideration, but it's still very comfortable. And I think this is the most popular package on the LX 600, because I mean, from what I see, it seems like most of them out there are F-Sports, because it looks cool, I'm sure. And I think people like the brighter colored interiors as well. Engine's really solid, just smooth power delivery. Yeah, I mean, going over these bumps and everything, it's fine. The biggest thing that you could do if you like really were feeling like this is too firm is you can fit smaller wheels on the LX. I think you can do like 18s. So you could do 18-inch wheels and then, you know, tires with more sidewall, and that'll kind of pad things a little bit more. So we got the drive mode select activated. Pop into the Sport Plus, get extra aggressive. Ooh, you can feel the difference right off the bat. Sounds a little bit louder too. And crossing the train tracks here. Yeah, suspension damping Handles it well. Okay, gonna go slow for a second so we don't splash up a bunch of stuff with this puddle. Okay, now we'll get on it. Yeah, it's got some power. This new V6 is it's a nice engine. It's just so torquey, and it's torquey from the low end perspective. I'm gonna just pop it back into the. Let's do comfort. Let's actually see what that's like. Yeah, I really like how the LX drives. Again, this is ultimately it's the Lexus Land Cruiser. And the thing that's interesting to me is I've been, you know, I talk to people about this all the time. I've been interested to see, like, in the real world, like, some of you watching this video, you probably be like, no duh. But a lot of people in the real world don't know that Lexus and Toyota are the same company. And a lot of people don't know that the LX and the Land Cruiser are the same vehicle. I know, wild. But you'd be surprised, like, I filmed 3 different videos this year. And during, like, filming, people walk up to me and they're like, what is that? And I'm like, oh, it's the LX. And then I'm like, you know the Land Cruiser, right? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, it's a Land Cruiser. I'm like, what? Lexus makes a Land Cruiser? I'm like, where have you lived under a rock? Like, they've made a Land Cruiser for a long time. But anyways, I think the LX, the new one, I think it looks great. I think it drives really well. And yeah, really nice interior. And I think that, again, I haven't reviewed the new GX yet, so we'll see how that drives. But, you know, detuned engine, that's the first thing. They did smaller turbos, from what I understand, or yeah, I think it was smaller turbos from what I understand. So that's why it has less power. But that means that'll probably help out with the reliability, I assume. But yeah, less power, and then the interior materials and fit and finish and everything is probably not going. It's still going to be Lexus quality, but you know the LX, right? It's a much more expensive vehicle, and so I guess think of it like in Mercedes terms, the GX is going to be kind of like maybe like an E class in a way, and then the LX is kind of like the S class, right? It's just a bit more. But let me know your thoughts.